As the President of the General Assembly mentioned at the beginning of this session, this has to be an inclusive process, not just one that involves member states, but one that includes the private, the public sectors as well. So how important is it then to bring the private sector on board to achieve the SDGs? Why should the SDGs be a strategic priority for business? Sunny Verghese is the co-founder and group CEO of Olam International, which is one of the world's leading agricultural commodities trading companies and operates in some 65 countries around the world. He has turned it into a top global supplier of coffee, among other things. All this following a business model that actively contributes to the goals of the Sustainable Development Agenda. He is a shining example of what business leaders can do to make change happen. Here to talk about why the SDGs actually can make good economic sense, please welcome Sunny Verghese.
Thank you. Mr. President, Mr. Deputy Secretary General, delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great honor to be invited to speak here today as a representative of the private sector. I see this as a welcome sign that attitudes have changed both within the UN and across the private sector to seek actively to partner with each other in order to realize the ambitious SDG goals by 2030. In my view, this kind of public-private plural society partnerships, 4 Ps, not 3 Ps, is central to successfully implementing the SDGs. My company, Olam, very briefly, is a leading global agribusiness operating from farm to shelf, supplying over 47 food and agricultural raw materials to over 16,200 customers worldwide. Our team of 62,500 employees across the 70 countries that we are present in work with over 4 million farmers and their rural communities in these countries. I would like to begin with a confession. I'm 56 years old, and I've had a 33-year career, first as a business executive and then as an entrepreneur. Along with my team, I worked very hard to build our business, and we've always tried to do the right thing for our business and all our stakeholders. It is, however, only in the last 11 years that my sensibility on why sustainability is at the core of building an enduring business began to crystallize. Our name, Olam, has 2 meanings. The first is transcending boundaries, but the second is enduring, everlasting. At the core of my own transformation was firstly the realization that to live up to our name of being an enduring and everlasting business, and that lasts for 1,000 years or more, how we do business is more important or equally important than what we do and how we win. Secondly, if after all of this hard work and overwhelming effort, if you're not going to be leaving the world a better place for our children, what is the point of it all? Thirdly, I saw the direct link between sustainability and creating long-term value for our continuing owners. Because the average life of a company is just 12 years old, but there are also companies that are 1,000 years old. You can magnify value creation if you're able to build an enduring business. So our approach to sustainability is not to score public relations brownie points. It is not even a risk mitigation issue, nor is it a competitive differentiator. But it is because we believe it is simply the right thing to do. It is also important for our 62,500 employees to experience and believe that they're working for a company that is doing the right thing and therefore develop a special sense of ownership to our mission. I see 6 major developmental challenges that face us all this century. First is food security. Second is water security. Third is the impact of climate change. Fourth is energy security. Fifth is sustainable growth, growing without depleting our natural resources. And finally, it is inclusive growth. If 80 people in the world can own as much wealth as the bottom 3.7 billion people combined, it is not a sustainable world that we are living in. I believe that each of these 6 major developmental challenges are interrelated with interlocked causes. We must therefore start integrating approaches in solving them integrally as a public-private plural society partnership. 2015 was a pivotal year with global agreements reached both on climate change and the launch of the SDGs. Olam has been a leader, an early leader, in providing private sector contribution in achieving these SDG goals. Based on our configuration of assets and our capabilities across the 70 countries that we operate in, we have chosen 4 of the SDG goals where we believe we can create a real impact. Goal 1 of ending poverty, Goal 2 of ending hunger, Goal 3 of mitigating the impact of climate change, and Goal 17 on improving implementation through private sector partnerships. We recognize that Olam is in a strong position to influence how these developmental challenges can be tackled and in achieving these SDG goals. To this end, we are working hard to increase productivity and yield for our 4 million smallholder farmers in our network, contributing to nutrition through education and producing fortified food products, improving water usage efficiencies and irrigation efficiencies to maximize crop per drop of water that we use, transforming rural livelihoods and building public-private plural partnerships that deliver inclusive and sustainable growth. Achieving the SDG goals by 2030 is key to building a better world that we can all be proud of. And as Olam and representing the private sector, we definitely intend to do our part. Thank you.